But they are also on a roll as Arizona State came to Epic Ice Arena for 2 games against CSU over the weekend.
Watching Friday and Saturday's games looked more like the movie Slapshot rather than a collegiate hockey game. The first game went in CSU's favor as the defense stepped up big, allowing only 3 goals, and the offense clicked, putting 7 in the back of the net.
Yeah, they started getting very aggressive, giving us cheap shots behind the play. So I told one of my players to go out and educate them on the true sport of hockey.
Both games had their fair share of penalty minutes, not to mention game disqualifications. ASU's season was already over, so they decided to fight against CSU and amongst themselves.
Last night was a pretty chippy game, so we knew what to expect coming in here, and they were taking runs at some of our best players, and you know, our coach told us after the first period, told a couple of us fourth line players, you know, we might have to, you know, settle some things. So
Saturday night's game was much closer as only 5 goals were scored in the entire game. The Sun Devils looked more like the Chiefs with their version of the Hanson brothers making an appearance or 2. The Rams pulled off the 1-goal game as their defense stepped up huge once again. CSU likes that thought, as they believe their defense is the key heading into nationals.
defense is, again, huge part of tonight's game. We're killing the last 11 minutes. Defense needed to step it up, goalie needed to step it up, and they did. Just that. It's a good sign going into nationals.
For CTV Sports, this is Gavin Moberg.
Well, CSU swept both games, 6-3 on Friday night and 3-2 on Saturday. Next up will be Wyoming Friday, 7:45 at Epic Ice Arena.
Even though the CSU and ASU hockey teams fought it out on the ice this past weekend, we did find a little brotherly love amongst the two teams.
Weekend series between Arizona State and Colorado State at Epic Ice Arena was a family reunion for CSU Ram Mike Baker and his family.
Brothers, all the aunts, uncles, my daughter from Denver, my brother, our entire family's here.
Mike's identical twin brother John plays for ASU. Both Mike and John are right wingers. This marks only the second time that the brothers have played against each other.
So I'd rather not know he's out there, so I don't want to get into it with him or anything like that.
It's a pretty fast-paced game, but whenever we get a second, we usually chipper back and forth. There's a little game talk, but nothing serious.
Individually, Mike and John are very similar. Both tallied 1 point apiece for the weekend, Mike a goal and John an assist. Their father Jeff coached his sons from the time they were 6 years old until the time they went away to college.
You know, they love playing against each other and they hate playing against each other. You know, they play real hard, they want to prove that their team's the better team, but at the same time, they hate inflicting, you know, injury or you know, bad things on their brothers, so it's kind of bittersweet from that aspect. You know.
It's just really a hard emotion to explain. Yeah. You know, you want to get really excited for the team that's winning, but you feel so bad for the team that's not. So I really would love for them to split tonight. We'd love for, you know, for them to have one of each, a win of each.
We're almost done. Coming up next, we've got this week's calendar.
And the answer to the ever so important random